Alright, hello. This is wolfBTM, and I am joined with fellow commentator Xorath, and today judging is Zadrian. Say hello.
Hello, I am Xorath.
Hello, hello. Main judge Adrian.
And hopefully we won't have to hear from Zadrian too much today, but no offense, Zadrian. I just, when we hear a lot from a judge,
None taken.
It indicates something has gone wrong, usually. So, without further ado, I'm going to hop into the match. Today we have Azure-Nik, seed 3, against Dover-Klungo, which I believe is seed 6. So, this is a match that's been pretty highly anticipated, so I'm looking forward to seeing where it goes. Let's hop into the game here. And everything is looking pretty good. As usual in Twitch chat, let me know if something is problematic. Yeah, so just for Zadrian's reference, Klungo has a common glitch where he will have to rejoin the game frequently after rounds. That is fine as far as the rules are concerned. So if it happens mid-round, obviously, he cannot then rejoin. But so we have Nik and Azure over here on hero side to start. And it looks like they're going to be going with Luke and Ayla as their starting characters. Nik is on the Luke, and then Azure is going to be how I refer to the person whose in-game name is Master Yud. And then over on villain side, we have Klungo on Maul, and Dover on Vader, which is pretty expected. So Xorath, what's your first impressions here?
Well, I know very little about everybody playing, except for Nik. I think I have the most experience playing against Nik. These other guys I really haven't played in like years, so I'm really looking forward to seeing how each of them have progressed over the years.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I think Nik has been one of the most improved, over the past year by far, and he's put a ton of time in recently. I hear someone in chat saying that they can't hear me if I'm talking. I think it should be working fine. Yeah, it is working. So, yeah, I think we're ready to begin the match when all players want to begin the round. Definitely, Nik's been putting in a ton of time into these 2v2s, but Klungo's one of those players that everybody is expecting a lot from, and Dover has shown that, he's able to carry rounds himself with the Vader and the Anakin sometimes, so I'm looking forward to this. Azure, I as well don't know a lot about, only by reputation. Zadrian, by the way, we're ready whenever you are. I don't know if you can hear me. So, but the reputation I've heard about from Azure is very good. I've heard that he's one of the top 2v2 players around at present, so we have the R's and the match is beginning.
Hero's taking center square, villain is going side square.
And we kind of have Klungo looking for just some pressure in the middle, and Azure is going to immediately take out Nik, or rather Dover, and then Klungo is going to clean up Azure in response. So now we have Luke v. Oh.
That was a hell of a first round.
Yeah, that was impressive. Just attack, coverage, counter coverage. That was textbook 2v2 teamwork from each side.
Both teams just treated the map like they knew it inside and out. I thought Azure Blue just had the Vader, and then he gets immediately knocked by the Maul.
Yeah, Klungo's extremely fast counter there was what kept the villains in the round, but ultimately Nik's knowledge of that bubble ramp and read of his opponent did get the win there. But onto a new round.
Again, good coverage.
We're going to have just a total trade once again in the middle. This time it is Azure versus Klungo rather than Nik versus Klungo.
It's the second time Klungo has been clipped by these aerials. Oh, there he goes again.
I missed that, but yeah, it definitely looked like the aerial, or at least the aerial got into his space, and whether it was the aerial or combo finished it off. These are some fast and precise rounds, honestly.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing how they adapt moving forward. Looks like Azure likes his aerials a lot, and actually, I think Nick hit him with the aerial in a previous round.
Zadrian, make sure you're keeping score as well in game. I currently have 2-0, just so the players can see it too. Ooh, Riposte launches Klungo over the edge. Nick is going to pressure Dover, but Dover is going to, for the moment, escape, and Klungo is going to clean up Nick. So we have once again this 1v1 here.
Oh,
what looks like a fake aerial goes right into Klungo's backslash, bringing the score 2-1 now.
I believe I did put it in chat. It might have just already disappeared by the time you noticed.
That's my bad. I probably missed it. So, some fast rounds.
Yeah, these guys aren't tiptoeing around each other. They're just going in head first, covering each other. It's really fun to watch.
Yeah, it's very this is very pure 2v2. I think it's very simplified. There's no just idling around or building trading. They just, get straight to the point. Klungo looking for baits, but Azure takes him out, and not only does he take him out, but he launches the body into the building as the glitch, the ultimate insult to injury. And they are going to clean it up.
Yeah, but Dover couldn't get away quite fast enough to reset.
Yeah, I mean, this is actually, looking at this hero comp, being a Vader 1v2ing against this would be a nightmare.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to 1v2 them with Grievous or Maul, let alone Vader.
Definitely not. Their fast map pressure would be a pain to deal with, as we saw Dover unable to kind of counter it. And Azure's really making a lot of use out of these aerials and fake aerials, applying this consistent pressure where it's always a 50-50 in the air, whether or not you know it. However, Klungo.
Klungo finally gets his revenge on Azure. We have Luke resetting. Let's see how they pressure the center square here. Oh, they force him right off.
And I'm expecting Dover to jump over here in just a second. Chooses the float. Klungo is just all gears forward. And Dover punishes that, but wow, Nick has the recovery and is able to get a return hit onto Klungo before resetting. Oh,
there it is.
That was good. Dover taking the lightning strike dash attack to even out that finish.
I just enjoy seeing people get ragdolled off of buildings.
Yeah, I definitely do too. I think this matchup is largely going to be decided in many ways by how strongly each team are going to be able to focus down and punish this Luke, as well as obviously the A-list performance, and Azure's been killing it so far. But what we saw with Klungo and Dover came against Azula and Cayman, and Azula and Cayman were able to make that match really close by punishing Klungo's Luke pick very effectively. So if Klungo on the hero side is able to safely play that Luke, then this may be more in Klungo Dover's favor. But Nick evening stuff out.
And Dover doesn't take that roll punish. You think he was out of stamina?
It's hard to tell. He definitely started far enough back that he at least was hesitant around it. I don't think he was out of stamina.
Well, he just paid for it.
Absolutely.
I am watching Azure this entire time. His playstyle is just very intriguing. I think he's had more aerials than dash attack attempts.
Yeah.
Which is just not usually what I see from an Ayla.
And
I'm loving
it.
Yeah. He's had more success with his aerials than he has his dash attacks as well.
He plays like one of those aerialing force players, but very proficiently. One thing Azula and Cayman said in their post-match interview was that they feel that No Force underutilizes aerials, and it looks like Azure agrees.
I think I agree too. Although they are starting to get wise to it and punishing his careless aerials, he's going to have to be a little bit more precise now and unpredictable. He'll just have to adjust too.
Dover had an expert counterpunch against one of those aerials on the roof earlier, leaving Nick here to 1v2.
Mm-hmm.
For those in chat trying to call the phase 1 command, it is phase 1 with no space in between.
Oh, there he
Dover
goes.
once again, yeah. His punishes are on point today, bringing the score 4-3. Very even game so far. Heroes had a really strong attack coming out, or a strong lead coming out of the game, but Klungo and Dover are beginning to adapt.
Yeah, I really think Azure surprised. Well, actually, they both surprised them with their utility of aerials in the first 2 rounds. Now I want to see how the heroes are going to readjust to the villain's adjustment.
I'm definitely having a lot of fun watching Azure. Like you said, it is a very unique playstyle. And he manages to get the hit on Dover with it, surprising him from the other square. Trying to predict the Vader jump there.
Every time I see Azure jump, he clicks.
Yeah, but sometimes those are fake too, so it's hard to tell.
Yeah.
Dover looking for a hit on Azure, with Klungo applying a lot of pressure as well. Oh no, if I'm the heroes here, I think I'm noticing Dover go for a lot of these attacks. Maybe you try to bait him more, whereas the heroes, or the villains, definitely want to be looking for the Luke here in these situations, more easily hit, but takes the trade. And Azure's going to clean that up.
What's this glitch that Klungo's having?
I don't know much about it, and it does seem to be unique to him. I've never seen anybody else have this issue, so I'm curious and I would like to learn more about it.
That's interesting. Hopefully you won't suffer from it too often this match.
Yeah, I know that a lot of people, Rex is saying in the chat that it's a frame drop issue. I've heard that before from him, that like that was the issue, but I don't know, he has to be playing on some sort of frame, like FPS modded version of the game likely, which is tournament legal, I guess, but it's odd. Klungo getting a quick pickup on Azure there. It looked like Azure may have even just anti-fell rolled that Vader dash. It was hard to tell, or it was a roll in place. Now looks like
I
he's
didn't see
mixing
any of
more
that.
dash attacks.
Again with the aerial.
Was that an insta-kill? I don't know if he took damage earlier. And he gets a clip on Dover immediately after. These aerials are incredible.
Man's a floating wall of hitboxes.
And I love, like, another thing to consider, look at this movement as he bounces on just the edges of those buildings, never getting trapped where he doesn't want to. Very precise. That is very good movement.
Starting to see Azure take home to his older play style of running around and trying to kite his opponents into carelessly approaching.
Yeah, perhaps that is like one of his strategies with the aerials too, is he's looking for careless ramps and air movement that he's going for.
Looks like he's really refined this play style over time. Oh, and he gets his kill.
Oh wow, that was a kill. I did not see that appear in the chat. So that brings the score 6-3 now in favor of the heroes. A little bit more patient play right now coming out from Dover-Klungo. We'll see how long that lasts. Looks like both these teams very much favor aggression, as demonstrated by Azure immediately taking out Dover.
Yeah, just a little bit of separation, and now it's a 2v1.
Klungo taking it over to courtyard, at least for the moment, dipping between buildings. I don't know if I like jumping into that confined area. There's very restricted space there. Oh, looks like he's baiting the cameraman as much as his opponents here.
Ooh.
Oh, and Nick is going to get the final hit on him. Looks like Klungo did take some damage earlier there, which gives Nick's dash attack from the Luke 400 damage, just enough to take him out.
Mechanics that these players are displaying are very close in skill. Like, I haven't seen very many clean kills. It's almost always a trade.
Yeah, they're keeping it at least down to... Like, I haven't seen a match yet that is just straight up a destruction from one side or another. It seems like the heroes here just are consistently edging out just a little bit over the villains, and that's giving them the lead. Klungo taking Vader now, making an adjustment with Dover on the Maul. I've heard a lot of things about Klungo's Vader, but what we haven't heard much about is Dover's Maul nulling the aerial, I think, from Azure. I missed a little bit of what that was.
I think Azure just landed in front of Dover, and Dover ran him over. I didn't quite see.
So Nick pulled off, I think, almost one of these 1v2s earlier. Let's see if he could do it again. I don't remember if he succeeded.
He did once because Dover hesitated on a punish for
Right.
whatever reason.
Yes, I remember that. But the things I've heard about Dover's, or rather Klungo's Vader, are just unrivaled mechanics. Like, apparently he just hits attacks that others don't. And he's getting it very close, and there's one of those attacks right there. Just sniping out the Luke.
That was abrasive.
Whatever you do, do not run straight away from this man. He will find you, and he will kill you. So now it's the villain's turn to try to even out this match once again. We have like almost these phases of the heroes taking the lead and then the villains trying to adapt.
Yeah, I mean, I do like this switch by them.
Especially if you can punish the aerial movement from the Ayla, and the Vader gets away from Nick.
Yeah, Nick just messed up his punishment now, or his finish, and now he's going to be punished for it. Presumably.
Not if he hits one of those aerials, but Dover covering the ground very well and cleaning up Nick's movement. Brings the score 7-5 right now, still in favor of the heroes, but the villains now on another comeback. I think Klungo probably has the right idea against this, these Ayla aerials, but he has to be careful because, I mean, he could be intercepted or nulled just as easily as he's going for the punishes against them.
Yeah, I agree. You'll just have to see how confident he is with his mechanics.
Klungo,
Oh, he's just hard targeting Azure.
Yeah. Nick able to cover, though. But now that Ayla is going to be one hit for either the Maul or the Vader. Bold movement from Klungo could be punished, but it is not. Dover zoning away Nick with a 6th strike. However, descending backslash from Nick, followed by another backslash immediately onto Klungo, is going to take that round for the heroes.
Yeah, again, we're picking it up again, and looks like the good coverages are coming back. It seemed like a bit of time where there was a bit of separation, but that round was just clean by the heroes.
Yeah, there's a little bit of risky movement, I think, from Dover and Klungo, but they made it work. Only actually getting caught out by some well-placed backslashes from Nick, as he's well known for. Speaking of well-placed attacks, Azure able to pick up Dover, or Klungo rather.
Yeah, I don't know about that option choice by Dover, but Azure wastes no time punishing it at all. Oh, and suddenly the score is 9-5.
And I have to say, one of the most impressive things I'm seeing from this hero team is just the consistent coverage of movement options. You know, wherever the Vader tries to go, Azure is attacking, and Nik is close behind trying to cover another possible option. Just an understanding of where people want to go seems to be one of his greatest strengths, as he immediately demonstrates that against Dover, aerialing upward and nulling him. Klungo definitely taking some damage there. Decides this is the hill he's going to die on. But he escapes elsewhere. I'm surprised Klungo didn't go for a punish there. Perhaps the stamina was a little low, or he was eyes on Nik. But a good backslash from Azure is going to close out this round. Oops.
10-5, and now it's up to Klungo and Azure to really pick it up on heroes. As villains, like what do you do better just to in these final rounds to at the very least get more points on the board as you move over to heroes?
What I want to see from the villains here, as Azure-Nik now are switching sides, so they're both players are switching sides. Azure-Nik are going to be the villains. I would like to see. Oh, what would you see from the villains against Dover-Klungo? I don't actually know. Can you? Is your question phrase of what could Dover-Klungo have done better, or what are Azure-Nik looking to do now as the villains?
The former. What could have the villains done better in a previous round to get more points on the board before they swapped?
I guess my perspective, and this is going to be probably an expected answer coming out from me, at least from you, is I would say safer movement. I think that being a little bit more patient, waiting out and seeing what this Ayla is going to do. You know, this is an unexpected Ayla with solid movement, great intercepts, and just overall incredible aerial play. I would like to see them take a step back, wait it out, and then observe it, see what's happening, and then, you know, slow down the play a little bit. I think if they slowed down the play, they could have tried to punish those aerials more with Klungo's Vader. We saw it in one of those rounds, and I think that should have been the game plan almost more consistently. However, the fast speed of play, like, you know, maybe I would be very willing to admit that Dover-Klungo are probably a better team than I would be in this situation for making that decision. Hard to tell what's going through their head in that moment if they want to keep the pace fast for some reason. So that would be my response to it, at least. I don't know if Klungo Dover thought that playing that fast would have been a better option. But now we have.
I mean,
sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say that I agree, and I was also gonna mention we have Nik and Azure now. Nik is Grievous and Azure is Maul, taking a page out of Soup and Wazzy's book from a few years ago. And we have Klungo on Ayla and Dover on Obi.
Yeah,
so
surprisingly, a little bit. We've seen Klungo play Luke primarily in the past as heroes, although I know he has a great Ayla, so it's kind of been a little bit of a shock as to him not playing Ayla more. Perhaps he was holding it for the right moment, and perhaps that moment is this.
Well, I don't think I would play Luke either if I saw a Grievous on the other team.
So we're ready to
go.
go.
My personal preference.
I probably wouldn't either. However, these faction selections are supposed to be blind picks, so I think if Nik Azure, I don't know if they incorporated the rule set a little bit, or if Dover-Klungo simply predicted that Nik might go Grievous and preemptively decided, you know, Ayla's more his style.
I believe both teams decided against blind pick.
Yeah, I don't agree with that decision at all. I think if the format allows for a blind pick selection, you know, Nik Azure could have just tossed away a point where Klungo would have been Luke, which obviously Grievous Maul, not the best matchup for Luke. He gets bodied by those characters.
Yeah, agreed. But they have made their decision, and now they will stick with it, and we'll see what happens.
And I'm going to be very curious if Azure has the same sort of aerial pressure play on Maul as he did on Ayla. So far, it looks
Sticking
like
the
it.
exact same thing, and yep.
Nick going for the high pressure, Azure covering. Taking a clip from the Obi there, losing 500 health.
It's interesting. I wonder if this, Oh, actually, I can't say that because, it was Klungo and, Dover that were having trouble staying together last round. And not Nick and, oh, did I say that right? Dover and
Yeah, you had it right. Dover-Klungo.
Klungo. Yeah. Not Nick and Azure. I was gonna say that maybe, the unit pick of Maul Grievous would force them to stick closer and work better together, but I don't think that was a problem for them last round.
And we're left with the 1v1 here of Azure versus Dover.
I hadn't even noticed. I thought the round was over.
Oh,
Oh, it is now.
barely caught that in time. That was a very fast punish or rush coming out from Azure there. Need to reset the scores real quick. And there we go. I don't know if any of the moderators are in the chat, but if you are, could you kindly set the phase 1 score to 10-5, I believe, in favor of Nick and Azure. This time, Klungo's Ayla immediately picking up the, actually the same interaction essentially, with this time it going differently in the 1v1, Dover taking the point.
Yeah, I like that trade a lot. I think if you can swap off the Ayla for the Grievous, you have a good chance in the Obi v Maul if you're the Obi.
Yeah, it all comes down to 1v1 skills at that point. And that's essentially an even matchup in many situations. Definitely looks like Klungo is just targeting this Grievous out. Dover backing off, getting more space.
Alright. They catch Azure while he's alone, and now the Grievous is too slow to follow up, and now he's dead.
The weakness of Grievous being seen there.
Yeah, Klungo's playing this Ayla really well. His attacks just aren't missing. Oh, we have a swap on the villain side.
Switching to the Vader Maul, looks like they want a little bit more counterpunch capability against the Ayla Obi that's coming out here. The Grievous just not quite doing it. We saw the weaknesses of it that last round, and Nick decides he'd rather be playing on his Vader, which I've seen do pretty well. And Azure's aerial
Still
play
Azure
once
with
again. Nick cleans up Dover. I've never seen aerial play like this.
Yeah, I mean, this is really, really entertaining to watch.
I'm looking forward to seeing either win or loss. I'm eager to catch the future matches from Azure-Nik because this unique style of play, it's very fun to watch.
I also didn't know that Nick and Azure were like on a talking basis. Like I didn't know they were teams for the tourney until today.
Yeah, I think they've been kind of consistently teams for a while, as Dover actually gets a really good clip onto Nick there. Unable to make anything concrete out of it. As Klungo goes for a dash attack off the building. We've been seeing that consistently this tournament as a, not necessarily from Klungo, but just in general, people will end their Ayla dash off a building and relatively unsafe.
Yeah, for sure. And Azure takes no time at all punishing him for it.
So that is 2-3 right now in favor of the villains on this side. Only 3 points away from victory in this match.
A somewhat even match at the beginning has become pretty lopsided as time went on.
Azure is just punishing every wrong movement that they make. And Nick is not far behind, looking to also go for some of those. Azure possibly having problems? I'm gonna call a pause.
Poise.
Pause. Yeah, Zadrian, let them know that when they all ready up. So they have to ready up again, basically. Oh, and they know. I guess, yeah, Nick would know. He's one of the tourney judges, so. I'm glad no deaths came from that, but if it did, it would have had to just kind of been the way it goes. We try to call pauses in those situations. Klungo in a rough spot here, but Ayla, strong 1v2 character as long as he uses the map well and splits them up just long enough to get a hit. That's not quite split up enough as Azure is able to pursue that.
That was a clean hit, though. I'll give him that. Now are we? We're 1 point away from a draw now. Yeah.
Yep. And only 2 points away. If Azure-Nik get to 6, they will have beaten the score from the enemy in phase 1, and will take this game. Nick almost getting caught by SADD there, and getting caught by Klungo. However, Dover not quite in position to follow up, but is going to actually get that, and manage to null Azure at the same time. So now we're left.
That was a hell of an interaction.
Oh. Well, every time I try to switch to chase cam, they just immediately aggress on each other. And Dover taking that point, keeping them in the game.
Yeah, I'm thinking the same thing as Azure right now. I would have never taken that interaction, but it works out for him.
Actually, it did not work out for him, since Dover won that round.
Oh, no, I'm referring to the action that Dover took. He dashed out of CD directly into a mole and won.
Oh, yeah, wow. That is quite bold. I wouldn't have expected that either. Azure getting caught off guard by the aggressive rush from Dover in that circumstance. Oh, wow, barely clipping him with like the end of that dash attack on the descent, leaving Dover to 1v2. And he manages to hit the maul that is descending on him with like the very end of that. Wow, a double knockdown situation.
Another trade. A little bit of repositioning. They're probably both really low. Neither of them want to get hit now.
Wow, there's so many small clips.
Goodness.
As they're looking for a rush, but Dover calls it out. Descending rushes have the susceptibility of being hit from underneath, and Obi-Wan, very good at that, is going to be able to take that. Great plays from Dover this match so far.
Yeah, really. Heroes just need to remain consistent for 6 more points now.
That's a tough thing to do, honestly. I could just hear Jamin in the background saying tiebreaker is possible. Always rooting for those tiebreakers. Nick looking for some aggressive play onto the Ayla. Is going to be able to bait out and get a quick counterpunch. Looking rough here. Dover left to try to clutch this out once again. Ooh, risky jump here. This is very punishable. He's going to land on the opposite side of this barrier safely. Well, I don't know about safely, but he manages to get away. Low stamina is going to perch himself up here on this ledge. Goes for the attack, rolls away, and is going to get cleaned up by Azure.
Get him with those descending attacks. I don't know about running headfirst into a Vader, but I guess you're a little bit low on options.
Yeah, he had very little left to do in that circumstance, except maybe just continue to reposition after getting his stamina back. The Leia coming out from Dover. Interesting choice. Also not tournament legal until he switches back to
Oh, did Klungo just switch to Luke?
Yep. Klungo is now
Okay.
Luke. Dover being left with the Ayla. Wow, almost a perfect hit there onto the Maul. Great evasion from both of these heroes, however... Wait, Nick already took out Dover, I missed that, and now that was left to be a 1v1, that is the match point. I didn't even see how Nick died there was so much happening. Or not Nick, Klungo, or Dover initially killed by Nick.
It looked like... I can't, it was either, Dover finished him, or he just, backslashed him, and he died from that because he had low health. I couldn't quite see.
Then that was like the backslash of the century, managing to keep him in like a stun war against Klungo at the same time, and he just held his ground there. So that is going to be the game. But they're going to play out the remainder of the round to see how close that they can make this. Klungo getting intercepted.
Oh.
I'm surprised that
what a great hit by Dover.
Yeah. I'm surprised that Azure didn't try to angle like a dash attack to hit both of them in that circumstance. Because he left Klungo here to 1v1. Granted, Klungo has low health and is against a Maul. This is going to be quite challenging.
Not for Klungo.
And he finishes it in style with a wing flip.
They're just having a good time now. Love to see it.
Compliments flying both way as Klungo says that Azure-Nik have this tournament, and Azure returning the compliment saying that that was some elite level play from Klungo. However, speaking of elite level play, Azure just decides to rush him and prevent it right from the beginning.
They identified the true threat of the situation and eradicated it.
I don't know how Klungo lives in these situations. Oh wow, speaking of living. Nick unable to do it.
Just living because I haven't seen Azure aerial in a while. My goodness.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I would just have a hard time keeping up with the speed of play that like Klungo and Azure and Nick are able to produce in these circumstances. That like everything is happening so fast for the most part. Even just commentating it is hard. I'm impressed with the skill.
Yeah, isn't it supposed to be? Huh?
So I'm impressed with the skill of this match from all four players.
Isn't it supposed to be easier watching a fight than performing one?
Yeah.
No. I've seen some crazy Luke 1v2s. See if Klungo can get one here. Oh, never mind. I have jinxed him.
The good old commentator's curse.
Sorry, Klungo.
Xorath has betrayed you in that instance. You know, I'm looking forward to players just making use of and refining these saber throw strats in this tournament as well. I think that's what I'm most looking forward to as far as the rule change goes. Saber throw not doing any damage or practically anything whatsoever, but who knows? There's some hidden tech out there that I'm sure William has discovered.
He doesn't get the finish, but he's one hit now.
That 6 strike was punishable, but neither player wanting to go for it, playing it safer. I think Azure would normally be able to pull off a 1v2 like this, but I think given the health of... You know what? Never mind. It is now even. Something tells me this is going to come down to like a cheeky aerial.
Well, if it does come down to that, my money is on Azure.
Another the Luke aerial though.
Oh.
I win. Klungo with the solid ramps there and just mechanics, being able to throw out an aerial just at the edge of that. I'm glad that they played out these matches because we get more just shenanigans that we get to watch from these two teams.
Content.
Klungo pressuring Nik out, and then Dover with a very well-placed backslash there. They bring it up 8-8.
Just want to point out that the Klungo got that knockdown with the last strike on Luke's dash.
Oh, nice.
You with this Adrian to spot that?
Dover going really aggressive and just paralyzing the enemy.
My goodness. It's always easier to play when the score doesn't matter.
Hang on a second. Pause. I have 9-8 as
No,
well.
it is 9-8.
Okay.
9-8. Hit
Well,
the wrong
it's
button.
definitely not 8-98. I will say that.
I saw it show up. I'm like, wait a minute, that's not the score. Why did I have the score written down?
Alright, yep. So it is 9-8.
8-9.
And Dover tries to pull off another great
yeah.
aerial play, but Nik gets the good counterpunch. And I think that brings it up to 9-9 for this phase.
Is it still a Magito if it's 2v2?
I don't think so. I feel like a Magito into 2v2 has to be like... I don't even know what that would be. That would be...
It'd be like...
18-18, I think? Yeah. Something like that.
Oh, yeah, true. Then it'd just be a tiebreak. I don't know.
Not sure. It could still come down to 1 point, though, I guess.
It
Wow.
could be 19-19 also.
Oh, wow. I don't know how... Well, I was about to say, I don't know how he survived that roll, but it did end up getting punished, leaving Klungo, or rather Azure here, in the 1v2 against Klungo and Dover.
I missed what happened. I stopped watching the entertaining duel to do math in my head.
I don't know why you would do that. I like Klungo
Yeah,
throwing
exactly.
out these,
Me neither.
like, pursuing Luke flips. Risky, because if the opponent kind of calls them out on it, they have a good counterpunch to go for. Using his movement to his advantage here, Azure is just expertly moving around the map to try to get just these kind of very brief interactions against his opponents before resetting. I really like this style of 1v2 play.
Yeah, I do too. I think Azure's like got it nailed, honestly.
Yeah, this is pretty much ideal to 1v2 from Azure's POV.
He would make an excellent saber.
He'll also make an excellent tournament winner with that kind of play. Great backslash on the Klungo. Good game. So I believe that brings, according to my math, the final score to 20-14. A score that does not at all speak to how clean this was on both sides.
Yeah, for real.
I'm asking if either team is up for a post-match. Oh, thank you, Xorath, or Zadrian. You're always a lot faster with the
thank you,
keyboard than I am.
Xorath.
So yeah, that was a very fun game to watch.
I don't think I've been this entertained by a 2v2. I don't have a comparison, like ever. This has been really good.
All right. I'm pulling Azure-Nik now.
Alright.
Hello, Azure-Nik.
Hello.
Yo, what's up?
Fantastic play. That was a pleasure to watch.
I appreciate it.
Thank you.
So, I guess first off, what are your overall impressions of the match?
Pretty fun. Klungo is literally the legendary god of this game.
And this is Azure talking, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, no, it was yeah, they played really well. That Ayla was particularly good. It forced me off the Grievous, but well played.
Yeah, I was
By all.
actually impressed myself with Dover's play as well on the Ayla and the Obi. Would you guys did that catch you by surprise, or did you expect that play from Dover? Because I think we talk about Klungo a lot as one of these godlike players, but Dover really showed up today as well.
Yeah, he doesn't get enough credit. He did
Yeah.
pretty good.
Yeah, he got some good kills, some really good kills. That just took you by surprise.
1 second, I'm just messaging Dover. He's also up for an interview, and we'll grab him after we're done with both of you. So,
Sounds good.
Xorath, do you have any questions real quick while I'm doing this?
So Azure, I was very intrigued by your unique play style, especially on Ayla. If you have an opportunity to use an attack, are you just inherently more likely to use an aerial than a dash attack?
I think aerials are what people don't expect from an Ayla, for the most part. Like, catching somebody midair and getting a free tumble off of that is essential, I think, because most people are ramping around using buildings for safety, and they're not expecting somebody to, hop backwards after landing, almost landing, because I usually do like a hop where I'm jumping, I almost land and I hop backwards, or I hop in a different direction, and I do that on purpose to throw somebody off. So if somebody thinks I'm coming at them straight, they're going to go to the right, for example. I'm going to hop then to intercept them because I planned that they would do that ahead of time.
Yeah, your reads as well, just with the aerial, where people want to move and how to punish them basically with it. And not only that, but incorporating the fake aerials I saw a lot too. It was lots of mind games. I like to see it.
Yeah, mind games all the time.
And
William calls them parlor tricks.
Parlor tricks or not, it was very effective against the enemy. I think that maybe is a little bit too of a negative connotation for my liking for what the play we saw today.
What do you call them? Parlor tricks? If you were using center dash in the same exact way, I don't think you would.
And Nik as well. I like to see a lot of. At one point, I just remember seeing you laser tunnel vision on the Ayla as Vader and just punish every single thing that they did. So.
Yeah, that's why I switched to Vader, just because Klungo's Ayla was totally outplaying Grievous, so I needed some more mobility. So yeah, I switched. But yeah, I've been practicing Vader a
I
little
can
bit more
always count
lately.
on Nick. He is essential to my play.
I'm flattered.
So, I mean, I saw Klungo was saying that he is looking forward to you guys possibly taking the entire tournament. You move on from this match and face the number 2 seed of Ajax Outwash. Are you guys looking forward to that match and even beyond that? Do you have any kind of insight you're willing to lend us, or do you want to keep that under wraps?
They're pretty good. Ajax uses
Yeah,
fake aerials as well.
his Vader is really aggressive, so that's going to be like the biggest thing to watch out for. And then Buck is just Buck. He's like, he just does things that you just don't expect with his OB Annie. And I think that we're gonna have to be prepared for it, but
He'll
we'll be
probably
ready.
be drunk for the tournament.
That is, I don't know if that is an advantage for you or a disadvantage, though, knowing Buck.
He's insane when he's drunk. It's
Yeah.
like his superpower.
Yeah.
All right. Do you guys have any closing thoughts before I move you back out to general, and we'll see if Dover and Klungo are around for an interview. But any last words?
Looking forward to the next match.
Yeah, GG's. It was fun.
GG's.
GG's.
Yeah, GG. Very well played. I'm gonna go ahead and move you out now. Thanks for
All
joining
right,
us.
thanks,
All right,
guys.
peace.
See ya.
Hi guys.
All
Any
right.
last words? Threat.
I have to eliminate. After seeing it, we have them outnumbered here 3-2, and I don't even think it would matter. We'd probably still lose, but it doesn't appear that Dover and Klungo are around. Hang on, I'm gonna message one last time.
That's okay.
But Dover and Klungo will drop down to losers bracket and fight against Sloman and Tosha to remain in the tournament.
Who did Sloman and Tosha lose to?
They lost to Jiraxis and Young Outs.
Oh, I see.
Dover said he is around.
Do we take solo interviews?
We do. I don't know if
We
Klungo
do.
will be joining us.
This is gonna be a interrogation 3-on-1.
It's like I always feel like a job. It's like a job interview, you know. That's what we do with Jiraxis. Okay, we have him now.
Very nice.
Hey Dover.
Just Dover, or we have both of them?
Hi, do you
Dover.
know if Klungo will be joining us, or is it just you for today?
Unfortunately, he doesn't have a headset, so he won't be able to.
No worries then. So I guess what were your first impressions on that match?
Oh boy, I'm hearing echo. How do I stop that?
That was it on. Oh, if you have I don't know if you have the Twitch open.
Oh, I see.
I would deafen or like mute.
Oh,
the
there we
Twitch.
go. That's so much better. Thank you.
No problem.
All right, now I can hear you guys.
Yeah. So how do you like? What were your first impressions of the match? Obviously, like it's.
Oh well. Oh, I was actually coming into the match. I thought it was gonna be Nick and somebody I didn't know, but then I heard it was Nick and Azure Blue, and I knew like it was gonna probably be at least a challenging match to say the least. So yeah, that was my impression, I guess. I knew it would be challenging. I'd have to be particularly careful about, for me, Azure Blue, because he's particularly like adept at like flat ground, very adept at counter punching. And you probably noticed that I did make a big effort to try and avoid like flat ground during the match.
Yeah, I noticed, and I think you did a really good job with your movement overall and following up too. Were you surprised? Because I know a lot of us, when we were doing commentary, were at just the propensity and proficiency of Azur's aerials coming out from that Ayla on you.
Yeah, I know he got at least one really good one. It was surprising. Yeah, I guess after seeing what Jean could pull off, sometimes I wasn't top put, but yeah, it was kind of impressive. Yeah.
You had some solid plays today as well on both the Ayla and the Obi. Do you what's your mindset about the difference and like your preference between those two characters?
Oh, I definitely avoided Luke because somebody was playing a Maul, I mean, I don't know. I generally, if I could, I did try to prefer playing as Ayla, just because she's so much more powerful. The previous round, you probably noticed I just avoided Ayla altogether, and that was because I feel like Ayla's a lot easier to counterpunch. I think some players are very used to my Ayla, and I even feel like even in this round, like Azure Blue counterpunched my Ayla a few times, and we lost a few rounds to that. So in general, I just feel a bit more. I do feel a bit more comfortable with Obi, I suppose.
Yeah, I think you even pulled off either a successful or a few near successful 1v2 scenarios too against them. So that was very impressive to see on your Obi.
Oh yeah. I know at least one of them I was able to pull off. I'm glad that worked out.
So I guess Xorath, do you have any questions or?
No. I'm trying to think of questions, but I can't. I think you've hit everything that I wanted to talk about.
Nice. Do you have any like final thoughts? I think next you drop down to. Wait, why does that always sound like a threat? I said, do you have any last words last time?
Yeah, that's all right. That's how you say it.
Yeah. Next you drop down to fight Sloman and Tosha to remain in the bracket. So, I guess.
All right. Well, it'll be a little more tranquil. I hope.
Yeah.
It was actually a lot more enjoyable round than I was anticipating. I thought it would just be stressful, but it was actually pretty much fun. I think they earned their win. It looks like they trained a lot. They were very comfortable with maneuvering about rooftops. It's something that it's a long process for me to learn, being an older player, I suppose, and just most of my experiences in flat ground. So yeah, very good play on Azure and Nik's part.
Yeah, and good play to both teams as well. I think we were saying that this is one of the most enjoyable 2v2s we've probably ever watched. Like, it was just a very fun and action-packed one. So.
Oh, okay, that's good to hear.
Yeah, thanks for joining us. We'll probably close out the stream now in just a second. So we'll see you in the next one. I don't think we have any more scheduled matches just yet. The tournament is going to be kind of taking a break for a minute until after Wednesday, and then we'll resume scheduling and matches. So I'm gonna go ahead and close the stream. So thanks.
All right. Take care.